Hello, fellow nerds, and welcome to our nerdiest thing. Today we are live with a very special guest, author Whitney Dean. Whitney is the author of the best-selling fantasy romance series, The Four Kingdoms. Born in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and raised in Allen, Texas, she now resides in a quaint little town where she spends her days penning more romantasy ideas. Her love of reading came from the Harry Potter series when she was 7 years old and frequent trips to the most magical place on earth. Because of that, the fantasy realm has taken up residence in her brain for a very long time. While her writings include real life pain and angst, she is a fan of happily ever afters and always strives to bring that forth in her stories. Whitney grew up reading books from all genres, but her favorite has always been with anything within the fantasy realm. Now she's living out her dream and creating new worlds for readers to get lost in. Thank you so much for being here with us today, Whitney. We're excited to have you on.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Well, and Whitney, we talked about this at Imaginarium Book Festival, but I feel like we're kindred souls because we were both born at the same hospital, which is super weird because we don't live anywhere near each other in the world now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I later worked at that hospital too, at a nonprofit in that hospital right after college.
Did you really?
Yeah, we had moved back for just a little bit, but I was there not too long ago, and yeah, it's a college town still. Like I'm cool with where I am now.
Very college town. That hospital now, it looks so run down.
Oh, does it? That's
Oh,
sad.
sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I need to know, did you do any Harry Potter midnight releases when you were a big Potter fan?
No, because I was too young.
I remember it was really before, like this whole community of Bookstagram. And I remember going out to eat and seeing, because I was already graduated from college whenever the last Harry Potter came out. And I
Mhm.
remember it was like 8:30 and people were lining up outside this Barnes and Noble at this place we were going to eat. And I was like, that is so cool. And then I
Oh,
started doing the movie releases at midnight. And then they're doing Iron Flame midnight parties this week, which I think is
I
really
saw
fun.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're kind of bringing it back, which I think is cool.
Yeah, no, I used to I would line up outside of B Dalton whenever they would release at
Hmm.
the Fayetteville Mall. But I was too young for any midnight releases or anything to go to
Yeah.
those.
Those are, I feel like, such special books to be able to like grow up with, though. You know what I mean? I think it really turned a lot of kids into readers, which is
Oh
awesome.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. I think so too.
I would agree with that too. Yeah.
That and the Unfortunate Events series.
Oh, yeah. My
Yeah.
kids loved those books.
Those were my jam
Yeah.
when I was a kid.
Well, Whitney, tell us a little bit about how you decided or discovered that you wanted to be an author and how you made that happen for yourself.
Yeah, well, I've been writing forever, which I feel like that's a the story for the majority of authors. When you ask, it's like, well, I started writing when I was a kid. But I stopped reading for a long time after I had my kids, for at least a decade. And it was in 2021, back when book talk was kind of just on the high end of its popularity
Mhm.
from
Mm.
COVID
Yeah.
took over. But I discovered ACOTAR through that, and I started reading. And I remembered how much I loved fantasy books and
Mhm.
being
Yeah.
in that world. And then I found Scarlett St. Clair, who
Oh, love
lives
her.
not far from me. And I was like, well, she just started publishing not long ago, and we're the same age. She lives kind of in my area. So if she can do it, then I can do it. And I actually DM'd her, and she encouraged me to write, just write. And so I just wrote.
Mhm. I love that.
And yeah, I have to credit her for really starting this,
Oh,
for
that's
jumping in.
amazing. I did not know that you guys
Oh,
Yeah.
work
I love
together like
that.
that. That's
Yeah, and
great.
we're still friends, and we talk at least once a week, I'd say. So she's my inspiration for starting at 30. How old was I? 32 when I started writing again.
I'm 100% straight, but I would probably leave my husband for her.
For
She's
Scarlett.
gorgeous and just brilliant and so fun. Like every time I've been in a room with her, she is just so much
She
fun.
is. Her laugh is so,
Yeah.
and she knows it. Like she knows her laugh is so loud and it's just so infectious.
It is.
And she makes you feel like I would go sign at Barnes and Noble in her state, in her city, and she would just come see me and hang out with me for like
I
an
love
hour.
that.
And
That
she's
is so
just, she'll be
cool.
your best friend. Like she's so genuine and so sweet. So I mean, she's helped me a lot with just publishing in general, just this whole community. She's been incredible. So Scarlett basically helped me start this journey. So
That's really cool. Well, and that speaks to one of the things that we really love about the Bookstagram, Book Talk community in general. It is very supportive and collaborative as a whole, right?
it is. Yes.
We love that a lot. So on your website, there's a tagline that says, "Dark romance puts me in my element," which I really, really like. And so I just wanted to hear a little bit about, how did you decide on that for a tagline or a motto? And how does that work into your love of writing darker romance?
So the logo is Raven.
Mhm.
That is Raven. She's an elemental witch. And so I was trying to think to myself, what can my tagline be? And at that time, when I had that made, I had only written Raven's story. And that was the only plan I had. I had no other books on the horizon, no other ideas. And so that tagline is completely centered on her because she is an elemental witch. And so, but it's also true that when I am writing these fantasy worlds, even if it's aside from Raven's story, it's literally like I go into my own little world to the side and just I'm the happiest there. I don't have any worries at all. And so it does literally put me in my element, but the tagline itself came from Raven.
I think that's cool that you tied back that she's an elemental witch and you use that in your tagline.
Yes.
I'm curious because you write dark romance. Who is your favorite dark romance author that you like to read?
Dark romance author. So it's hard because I don't read a lot of things that aren't fantasy, but I recently read Does It Hurt by A.K.
How
Carlton.
is that? Because Haunting
I
Adeline haunted me.
yes, I might get in so much trouble for this. I'm not the biggest fan of that duology, but I loved Does It Hurt?
Okay,
And
that might be good for me to read then.
yeah, I love Does It Hurt? Because he is so book boyfriend, the main male character in that. And she is the female main character is feisty. The banter is incredible between the two of them, and it is dark. I mean, there is a lot of Zayd and Addie type darkness to it, but it's more there's a little more romance to it than just plain possession.
Right.
So I would say her. And then I read a book that I saw on Book Talk, and I'm blanking on the author name right now, but the book is called My Dark Romeo. And that was a dark romance, and it was really good too. I want to, well, no, I don't want to say the wrong name, but that was really good.
Yeah, we'll put it in the show notes. We'll find it, put it in the show.
Yeah, we'll find it. I just read a duology. I think I'm trying to think if she's coming out with a third one or not, but Ember Nicole, she wrote Break for Me and Survive for Me. I really liked those two. They're very dark. I don't think they're like Haunting Adeline dark, but they're dark.
Well, it's so funny. Whitney probably likes dark romance more than Mindy and I do, and Whitney like shits rainbows. So it's so weird that she like loves dark romance the way that she does. Because like we like say like dirty words on the podcast, and she's like, "Golly gee, you all stop it!" And then like she's like, "And then I read about this fucking, and it was awesome."
I'm just well-rounded and multifaceted.
It's true. Yeah, you're just expanding your mind.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you're expanding.
Right. So anyway, Whitney, your Four Kingdoms series is, first of all, still going. It's not a completed
Yes.
series yet, so there's more wonderful books to look forward to. But you recently re-released them as Whitney's version,
Mhm.
a la Taylor's version of the Taylor. I love that so much. I just wanted to hear a little bit about what kinds of changes or additions maybe that you made in these Whitney's versions, because I just read all three of the Whitney's versions almost exclusively on the airplane flying to and
Wow.
from to and from London. And it was great.
Good, thank you. So Fury had the biggest makeover. Fury was my first book ever, and I very much just jumped into writing Fury and then jumped into publishing it. And there was a lot that I wanted to change. The more I grew back into my writing and remembered how to write compared to when I started, I took some pointers from reviews and I'm like, yeah, that does make sense. That makes sense, like why they wouldn't like that. And so there was just a lot I wanted to change, and just make it flow better than it did. And so I would say that 70% of Fury changed.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I took out scenes. I gave Zeke more of a point of view. I wanted to kind of explain his rationale better as to why he felt he needed to leave her. I wanted Raven to be stronger. Not that she wasn't strong. I wanted her reasonings explained better. I wanted the weakness, because they connected as twin flames, and Arthur in the story was like, once you connect, then if you disconnect, your whole life is thrown off.
Yeah.
And I wanted that to be better replicated in the book and kind of show how uneven they are without each other. And so she stopped relying on Cade so much, and I needed Cade to be more of the villain, because in the original people were like, well, I like Cade, and I'm like, but why? Like, he's not a good guy. And so I needed more of that, more of his true nature to be revealed in the first book, so they're not so mad in the second book. But yeah, Fury had a huge makeover. And then Frost, I actually removed a bunch of spicy scenes from Frost because there were so many.
I was just about to say, I feel like there's still a lot.
There's still a lot. And I probably deleted at least 5 from
Oh, wow.
Frost had a lot, because that's like their love story. And so when I was writing it, I'm like, man, they're really in love. And so
I mean, when you fall in love and start having sex, you really do it all the time.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get it.
Sex.
But it's like, and I tell Michael this, I'm like, in a real world, Raven would be like having kidney infections all the time, and bladder infections, UTIs, like that is
like a witch hazel bath.
They are going at it.
Poor Raven.
Doesn't sound horrible. I'll take the UTI.
Yeah. Frost didn't really change too much. I just read through it and I fixed some like structuring, and deleted some spicy stuff. But and then I added the bonus chapters, which I had written a long time ago, but they were not included in the other ones. So I put them back into the Whitney versions. And then Despair did not change at all. I just added Zeke's epilogue at the end of that, because that one I had just written and just finished. So I didn't, and that one is so dark that I
really loved it.
I did not want to revisit that.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. Yeah, I loved book 3. I mean, obviously I'm not going to give any spoilers, but stuff starts to happen where you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And you just have to keep reading, or at least I did. You have to keep reading because I'm like, I need to understand what's happening.
Yeah.
I really, really loved it a lot. It was really good. So tell us a little bit about your upcoming projects. You're going to be releasing Rise of the Cinder Fae, and then hopefully working on the next Four Kingdoms book. Because I would like to read it, please.
I'm actually releasing my publishing schedule tomorrow.
Ooh, fun.
So Cinder is coming out in February. I've had to change the plot a little bit on that one, so I'm going through it right now. And I've actually changed the tense. It was going to be first person past, like the Four Kingdoms is. But it's been bugging me ever since I started writing it this year. I'm like, this feels like a present book. Like it feels but I've never written in first person present. But I've started rewriting it in first person present because it just the story works better that way.
Yeah.
So I'm changing all of that. But then
how hard has that been to change the tense in the entire book?
It's after writing 3 super thick books in past tense, it's a huge adjustment to go, because in my mind I'm like, wait, this doesn't sound right, but it's just the change in tense that I have to get used to. But it does feel better because the way that I hear them in my mind, when I hear Zeke and Raven, they are telling me what happened. But when I hear Alora and Finian, it's happening as I write it, and they're completely different, the way they talk. So it's been an adjustment, but I love their story. They are very enemies to lovers.
Ooh, my
they
favorite.
don't like each other at all. So it's been a lot of fun to explore.
I like a good hate bang. There's nothing better than that. Yeah.
And their banter is just, it's an age gap. And so his patience with her is like non-existent because she's just very quick and smart aleck with him. And it's a lot of fun, which Raven is too, but it's just exploring an age gap is fun.
Is it like a Fae age gap or like a normal age
No,
gap?
it's a normal. It's Alora and Finian are not Fae.
Oh, okay.
Fae. Yeah. The side characters are Fae. But the rise of them comes in at the end. So
okay, can't wait.
Yeah.
So the Cinder Fae is a new series. It's start of a new series, right? Not a standalone.
Yes, it's an interconnected. They're all standalone, but it's an interconnected world. So it's all happening in the world. And the next book, in that series, the main character is Fae. So it tells a bunch of different stories in the same, which in Cinder, you'll get hints of the next one and what that one will be about. Because the fairies, they all know each other as a species. So I'll always drop hints in each installment about what the next one will entail. But I haven't announced what the retelling is for the next one yet.
Okay, I'm excited. I can't wait for this.
Yeah. And then book 4 is not scheduled until December of next year.
Of the Four Kingdoms, you mean?
Yeah. Of the Four Kingdoms. Yeah.
Have you started your draft
for
yet?
me?
Yeah. What'd you say?
I said sad times for me.
I know. I know.
You know what though? Re-releasing, like that's going to give your new readers time to read all 3 books and get to know you as an author, and then read Rise of the Cinder Fae. So I think it'll be really great.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well,
but I haven't started writing that one yet.
Well, we're going to go into our nerdy and dirty speed round, and this is just where we ask you speed round questions, and you give me the first answer that comes into your head. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. What is the last song you listened
to? Taylor Swift, and I'm blanking on the title.
A Taylor Swift.
A Taylor Swift song.
You know which album?
1989.
Nice.
What kind of music do Zeke and Raven listen to?
I would think Raven would listen to Taylor Swift, but I think Zeke would be more of an indie and in like a Hozier.
Oh, for sure. I can see that.
Yeah.
What is your favorite pizza topping?
Sausage.
What is your go-to karaoke song?
Part of Your World from The
Oh,
Little
nice.
Mermaid.
Okay.
Nice.
If we see you at Imaginarium next year, now we have to go out for karaoke because I think it could be really fun. Although last time I was with Whitney and we were going to do karaoke, we never sang and I kept drinking liquid courage and threw up and busted my lip open. So, yeah, it was a night because I was trying to get brave enough to sing and then we never sang. But, I had all the consequences later.
Sure.
Yeah. If you won Miss Universe, what would your talent have been?
I was thinking about this one and I have no idea what my talent would be.
Writing
I
a
try to do
good.
like in this congeniality thing where she like does the water glasses.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. If you could get nerdy and dirty with any book character, who would it be?
It is always Resand.
Oh, yeah. I mean, get in line,
Always.
honey. Get in
Always.
line right behind me because I'm going first. What is the weirdest thing in your refrigerator right now?
Probably I guess we have 3-day-old spaghetti from a pizza restaurant.
Ooh, a
If
good
that
restaurant
counts.
at least? Is it spaghetti
was
that is
pretty
worth
good.
eating 4 days later?
We always bring it home from this restaurant because they don't salt it at the restaurant, but then Michael like seasons it whenever
Oh,
we get home a couple days later and he makes it really good. So then we eat it.
well, that sounds great,
I
actually.
know.
Yeah.
Do you have a celebrity crush that other people just don't understand?
He's not a celebrity, he's a cartoon.
Oh,
And
God,
it's
who?
Scar from the
Who?
Lion
Scar?
King.
Scar.
Scar. What is it about him? Is it the bad boy? Is it the
I think it's
voice?
the bad boy. Yeah. And he's real snarky and
Yeah.
That's
he's
true.
funny.
Well,
Like comedic
Emily
timing.
McIntyre just did a Lion King-esque. She says she doesn't call them retellings. I forget what she calls them, but it's called Wretched, and it's got a Scar type character in it. Yeah,
Ooh,
you
I'll
may
have
want
to
to check
look
it
it
out.
up.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
prefer a small town romance or an action-packed thriller?
To read or watch?
Either.
To read, probably a small town romance. To watch, probably an action-packed thriller if there's romance like on the side.
Right.
I
Yeah,
always
sort
need a
of.
little
Yeah.
bit of something.
Right. If you were invited onto a UFO, would you go?
Yes, I would.
I would too.
Yeah.
What was your favorite childhood book? I'm assuming Harry Potter.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Prisoner of Azkaban?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is your favorite game?
Monopoly.
Oh gosh, that's like scary for someone because I'd be like, please
intense.
don't beat me because I don't know how to win that game. I think it just takes too long and I'm too
It
competitive and
does.
I get mad.
I don't think anyone
Yeah.
ever wins. I think you just play.
And see, maybe that's the problem
Play and
because
play.
right, Whitney knows me and I only play to win. So because I can't win, I don't want to play. It's bad. It's the bad part of my personality. And finally, in the speed round, what is your guilty pleasure that maybe a lot of people don't know about you?
I eat lemon pepper seasoning out of the bottle.
Oh my gosh, is that like an Arkansas thing? Because I used to do that when I was little.
I mean,
I would
maybe.
sprinkle it like you do like tequila shots where you're like, you're licking your hand and like put the salt on. I would do that with lemon pepper growing up.
Wow. No, I don't
Yeah.
do just sit here like it's in my nightstand. I have a little seasoning bottle of lemon pepper.
Does your husband know when the lemon pepper comes out, it's about to get spicy? Like,
Yeah.
oh, you have lemon
No,
pepper.
he doesn't even want to kiss me whenever I eat the lemon pepper.
It tastes good. I would kiss you. That still
It
tastes
tastes
great.
good. I don't think the aftertaste tastes good to him though.
So it's birth control then instead. Yeah.
Not
That's
tonight, honey.
hilarious.
I've got my lemon pepper.
You don't have on granny panties. You ate lemon pepper instead.
Yeah, that's
Like,
so
and all the
great.
crumbs. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's great. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 tough questions that are really about your writing, and then Whit's gonna do 4 random questions that are more about you.
Mhm.
So, do you feel like you relate to your main characters, or do you write characters that are more opposite of who you are?
No, I definitely relate to the sarcasm and the not ever doing what you're asked to do, which is I feel like Raven's whole storyline. So
Pretty
yeah,
much.
they definitely get that from me. Um, but Alora, I take a lot of what's happened to me in real life and put it into Raven's story. But Alora kind of stands out. Her story kind of stands out on its own. So I don't relate to her as much, though she is sarcastic. So I feel
Right,
like
you
that's
gotta have that
all of
banter.
my female characters.
Right.
Sarcasm.
Well, we have to be to get through the world, unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
So if you were writing a hero that you wanted people to root for, what would the essential characteristics be?
So that's hard because I don't write heroes and I don't like rooting for heroes.
So what would your characteristics be for the anti-hero?
The main characteristic is always he would burn the world down for the female main
Oh,
character.
that is the
That's
best.
always always, and that's kind of Finian's thing. He doesn't realize it in the beginning, but he turns into that guy. So that's always number one quality in my males. And just I like to make them very fuck the patriarchy type males. And they always go against the king or queen of another kingdom or land or something.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, and you know what? Reading the anti-hero is really fun,
It
right?
is.
Yeah. Like morally gray is all of our favorite color for a reason,
Yes.
right?
Always.
So finally, in the tough questions, what kind of process do you have for choosing the titles of your books?
So with the Four Kingdoms series, I went by what was working in the market, which was the a blank of blank and blank.
Right.
And it's still a very popular title sequence to have.
Yeah.
For Cinder, I don't know where that came from. It just popped into my head one day. And I kind of just take whatever the storyline is and just pull from the plot of the overall arc and take one of the characters or the, I guess, species in their whatever and made it that. And then for the October retelling that I'm doing, he is morally black and he has a nickname. And so I took what happens to him overall and it matches Rise of the Cinder Fae. Like that's going to be all the titles for the dark retellings. And so it's blank of the blank blank. And yeah.
Now I'm like very intrigued by this. I can't wait.
Yeah. He's a dark dude.
Can't wait.
There's no hero in him.
All anti-hero all the time.
Anti.
I was gonna say we'll find some qualities that we're like, but we like this, so we're gonna root for him. Yeah. So now we're gonna do our 4 random questions.
Okay.
So the first one is, if you could see one movie again for the first time, what movie would you pick?
The Notebook.
Someone else, another author said that. That is so funny.
Yeah. The Notebook or the Time Traveler's Wife. Anything
oh my gosh.
McAdams, basically, I think.
Time Traveler's Wife is so special. Have you read that book?
I did. And that was one of the books that like stuck with me.
I know. It is excruciating to read in a good way. Like I cried and cried and cried and cried during that book. It is so good.
Yeah.
So it's one of those where it's like, here, read this. It's going to destroy you.
And I know, right?
You know, yeah. But then the movie was a pretty good adaptation of it too.
It was. I feel like she chooses when she does adaptation, she's very picky with which one she acts in.
Yeah.
She does a good job picking projects for sure.
Yeah.
If you were to write your memoir, what would you title it?
Well, right now, if I did one, it would be called Whitney's Version.
Yeah. I was gonna say, fuck off, it's mine.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the title of my life right now.
Yeah. Well, it's working, right? We love Whitney's Version.
It is. It's working. Yep.
Yeah, I love that. What is your favorite useless fact?
That 2% milk and whole milk have pretty much the same amount of milk fat. There's not a huge difference in the two.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I also don't drink milk. So, I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
too.
My husband drinks milk like it's like candy. Like he'll be like, you know what sounds good? A glass of milk. And I'm like, you know what
Yes.
sounds good? Beer. I want a beer.
See, that's like me and Michael, only reverse.
So you like to drink milk all the time?
Oh, all the time, every night. Yeah.
I got in elementary school, like first or second grade, a carton of sour milk, and I've never been able to drink it since then. I don't even drink it out of my cereal. Like I'll eat the cereal out
Oh
and I can't drink it out of the
man.
bowl. It like ruined it for me.
Now see, cereal ruins it for me.
Ugh, I
That
I
can't
is
do
just
so
it
need a
every
funny.
bowl
meal.
of milk.
Just
That
give
is
you the
so
bowl of milk.
funny.
I'll eat the fruity pebbles out of it, and you can have the flavored milk. when I'm done.
Just share one big bowl.
We're the like wife and husband that eat no fat or no lean. Like we'll do that with fruity
Yeah,
pebbles.
that works. That works.
And so our last random question, your movie biopic is coming out. What are you going to choose for the theme song?
Probably I Did Something Bad by Taylor.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good choice. So we've talked about what you're writing next, and by the time this comes out, you'll have that publishing kind of plan you said that was coming out on social media.
Yeah.
So people can go to your Instagram and check that out to see
That's
what
right.
you've got coming up.
Mhm.
Are there any other projects or events, book signings, or anything like that that you've got coming up?
Yeah, I have Sinners and Stardust next August,
Mhm.
which I'm freaking out because Carissa Broadbent is going to be there.
Oh my
And
God,
I'm
Oh,
she's so
fun.
cool. I
so
want to
excited to meet
be
her.
her. She is so cool.
Yep. And then I have Romantasy Book Con next October. I think it's October in Orlando. And that lineup is really turning out to be awesome with Charissa and
Mhm.
JM Curl is going. And I can't remember everyone else, but I'm really excited about that one.
I feel like every
Awesome.
time we talk to an author, there's like a new one we've not heard about. There's so many
Yeah.
great festivals right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited.
So where can we find you online, and where can we buy Whitney's version and Rise of the Cinder Fae?
So Instagram is where I'm at author Whitney Dean. I'm trying to get better about TikTok, but I can't. Like
It's a
that
lot of
takes so
work.
long to make those TikToks.
Yeah.
So I try to do it like at least, well, I haven't done the last 2 days. I try to do it once a day, but I run out of time.
Ooh, yeah, TikTok is a
Um,
beast.
It is a
Yeah.
beast. It is. And then Whitney's versions are only on Amazon right now because I don't want to fight Ingram Spark, the
Mm,
distributor who puts them out at
yeah.
Barnes Noble. It's just they're so picky with like cover sizes and stuff, and I just don't have the mental space right now.
Do
To
you
deal
think
with all
within
that.
the
Yeah.
next year or two you'll
Oh
re-release
yeah,
them
for sure.
into
Yeah.
that? Okay, great.
Once Despair or not Despair, geez, Cinder is finished, which I have a deadline for December 15th for that for some book boxes
Oh, cool.
for it. Yeah.
That's so exciting. I hope
That's
it's a book
awesome.
box I get.
I'm so excited. I'll start dealing with Ingram Spark for the Four Kingdoms
Oh,
and
great.
figuring
Good.
out what they want from me.
Because I have the first version, but I need Whitney's versions now.
Yeah. Yeah. But those are all on Amazon. The paperbacks, not the hardcovers.
Okay, great.
Perfect. So we always end our episodes talking about what our nerdiest thing of the week is. And it a lot of times is book related, but doesn't have to be. Just anything that we feel like we nerded out about, got really excited about. We would love to know what your nerdiest thing of the week
So
is.
there's two things, I think. I am on a big Hunger Games kick right now. So I've restarted the movies.
Mhm.
Oh, nice.
And then when I'm on TikTok, I watch Anakin Skywalker TikToks.
I've been watching those too, and some of
Is it
them
like
make
book
me
boyfriend material? Is that why?
Yes.
well, have you been seeing the ones too that are like justice for Hayden Christensen and like
Yeah.
people like those make me
He was like
cry.
crying.
I love it so much. It
What
makes
do
me
we
so
need
happy
justice
I
for him?
know.
Like, what is it?
because when he
People were
was in
so mean to him
the
when the movies came out.
prequels, the prequel movies were not, well received basically,
Right.
and
That's not his
people
fault.
people really hated on him a lot, and he like did not get involved with any kind of Star Wars anything. Like he didn't do anything. And so now that he's appearing on these shows on Disney Plus, he's doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
And everybody's kind of like embracing him again. It's really sweet. It's really
like
sweet.
he like stopped acting.
Yeah.
Because he got so much hate for those movies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer.
sad.
Be nice to creatives online, listeners.
Right.
Please, for the love of God, just be nice, because they do see what you say.
Yep.
Whitney, have you seen the maybe this is just my TikTok FYP, but have you seen the Josh Hutcherson pictures from him like recently being out at dinner and he's got like a toothpick in his mouth? I've seen so many like thirst trap, like look the Renaissance of Josh Hutcherson. Like
I don't
he's
think
still looking fine.
I have seen like thirst videos just of him in general from Freddy's, and like back to like his PETA days and like all the little looks he gives Katniss and stuff. I do have those on my feed, but I haven't seen the toothpick ones. I'll have to talk into my phone and then they'll pop up onto my
yeah, they will. Well, it'll be up after toothpick.
Yeah.
If I'll try to remember to look for it, and I'll send it to you. I'll do you a solid and send it to you.
Do it. Send me all the Anakin, all the Hayden.
Yeah, you'll just start getting all these TikTok links from me. Like, okay, I got it.
Whitney sends the best TikToks, though. She really does. But usually I'm like, okay, at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, I've got to watch the 5 that were sent to me. So now I can look at them and ha them and, you know, all that good stuff.
Make me feel good that I sent you some TikToks. Oh, man. Well, thank you so much, Whitney, for being on with us and chatting with us. It was so great to meet you in person at Imaginarium last year, and it's nice to be able to talk to you again. We are looking forward to Rise of the Cinder Fae and the next Four Kingdoms book. No pressure. No rush. Whenever you get to it.
I have nothing going on right now. So
right, exactly.
You're not moving, you don't have deadlines, you're not doing book boxes. Yeah, I mean, you're fine.
Yeah.
Totally cool.
Yeah. Thank you, Whitney. It was a pleasure again.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Have a good night.
You too.
Don't log off. Hold on. I have a question, but this is off the record since we're done. Are you not doing Imaginarium?
I pulled out of Imaginarium.
I was worried you were going to, because I know that you're working to not be in the same room as some folks.
They took a neutral stance and I was like, nope.
I'm you know, again, we're not gonna like air this part anywhere. I'm very surprised she's gonna show her face there.
She's off the website.
Is she?
Oh,
okay.
I pulled out. It did not go over well.
Oh.
The next thing I knew, Caitlin looked on the website and both Wicked Whimsy and she were taken off. So I don't know if she pulled out or if they disinvited her.
Okay. Well, I mean, they probably don't want to deal with the shit of like, why is she here from readers, to be honest.
Yeah. And
I know if I was running that event, I wouldn't. So
they mentioned in their email to me that they are the only one that still have her on their roster to come. And they kind of use that against me in a way, that other events weren't inviting her. And I was like, that's not on me. Like,
right.
Who invites her, who doesn't invite her, that's not on me.
Okay. She's buried herself in this. She's done it all to herself. So, you know, has nothing to do with you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I have really loved supporting you through this. And, you know, we've got your back always. If you ever need an extra push or you need to, you know, do anything on Insta or anything like that, you can always ask us and we've got your back always.
Did it.
Was a fan long before Imaginarium and will be long after these other books are released too.
I can't, I'll cry, but I appreciate it.
I'm trying not to cry because like it's hard, you know, and we haven't even been in it. So we just want you to know that we love you.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. And good luck with your move, okay?
Thanks. Yeah, I haven't packed it all. Well, we've packed a little bit, but
it's like you rush in the last 3 days.
I was gonna say you still got time. Don't worry about it.
We'll throw some bags in a trash. We'll throw some clothes in a trash bag, and you'll be on your way. It'll be no big deal.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Whitney. Have a great night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.